All right, you guys, welcome to the Goal Getters Midday Session with Coach Sherea. Today is our Q&A day, but I didn't have any questions for this week. So if you guys have questions about your goal setting journey, or if you have questions about your routines or resources, make sure you leave them. You can message me, or make sure you leave them underneath this video, and I will answer them on next week on Monday. So Monday is Q&A day with Coach Sherea. So I'm going to read pages 45. I'll just kind of go over pages 45 through 51 of the Ultimate Goals Handbook. And so today we're going to talk about embracing reflection. So I'm going to just open that up really quickly and just read it straight from the book. So reflecting, embrace the power of pausing. And so there's a quote by Peter Drucker. It's follow effective action with quiet reflection. From quiet reflection will come even more effective action. Let me turn this music all the way off. So reflection is a powerful goal-setting tool, helping us to evaluate progress, learn from our experiences, and make necessary adjustments to our strategies. And so in chapter 4 of the 15 Invaluable Laws of Growth by John Maxwell, he talks about reflection. And that was the first time, not that I've heard about it, but that I actually decided to incorporate it into not just my life, but my goal setting toolbox. And so reflecting on the past year allows us to learn from both our success and our challenges. It lets us celebrate accomplishments and also identify areas for growth. And so John Maxwell, he talks about growth not happening by accident, but that it is intentional. And so without pausing to reflect and analyze, we kind of miss out on those valuable tools. And so too often we push forward out of habit, but not spending that time to reflect. And why should we reflect? Because reflection turns experiences into insight. And sometimes we just keep going. You have a day, and instead of sitting back, now I have a thing where I really feel like I'm in this spiritual battle, this spiritual warfare, and kind of always have been, but I just feel it more intensely right now, in this phase. And now I'm kind of, instead of reflecting on what's happening to me, I'm asking myself, what is God doing in this situation? What is God showing me in this situation? How is God leading me in this situation? And just not what's happening. Because sometimes we can get involved in what's happening, but we can also reflect and say, like, what's changing? What's different? What is life showing me? What is life teaching me? What can I learn from this experience? And so before reading the reflection section on John Maxwell book, I have to confess, like, reflection was like exercise. I don't got time for it. I got to make sure, if I get up and I spend 30 minutes on a treadmill, that could be 30 minutes of me working on my book. If I spend 30 minutes on doing this, I could be spending 30 minutes on that. But, I get up out the bed and go straight to the treadmill, because exercise is just as important. Getting my water in helps set that tone for the day. And so I started revisiting the concept of reflection and trying to reflect every day, trying to reflect every week, trying to reflect every month, definitely reflecting at the end of the year. At the end of this year, in December, it's good to ask yourself, hey, where am I? What's happening? How did last year go? And how do I want this year to go? Even like the days in the morning saying, hey, how did yesterday, what happened yesterday? I got into the situation with somebody, I got into an argument with somebody, I fell off track on my exercise plan and just kind of reflect what happened. How was I feeling? Let me reflect on this week. How was last week? Was it a good week? Was it a bad week? What changes can I make to enhance my week and make it better? And it's okay to reflect on that. So I've incorporated weekly, monthly, yearly reflection into my routine intentionally. Now, I think I had a little salad. Let's see. So in my notes, reflection enables us to refocus on the big picture, to clarify objectives and examine outcomes, whether positive, neutral, or negative. And so as you start to move forward, take time in your life to reflect on your life and your expectation. Now, what do you call it? Spoiler alert. When true reflection happens, when you ask yourself the right questions in a quiet environment, it could literally change your life. It could be transformative, which it should be. You should not be, oh, I set this goal. Let me keep working towards that goal. And you got to sit back and say, do I even still want this? Am I still the same person? So reflection could put your life in check, and so you want to put yourself in a space where you're able to reflect an environment that promotes change, that accepts change. And so you also want to document. So documenting this process is equally important. I keep prayer journals, and I kept prayer journals for years. I even wrote a prayer journal. And in my, I'm going to put up really quick. Let me see if there's any questions. I'm going to put up really quick the goals journal up here. Remove that. All right, thank you for your patience. Let me put that up. So this is the goals journal. This is what we work on throughout the year. And so documenting this process is equally important. So I used to keep I keep prayer journals now. And what's good about prayer journals is you can go back and see what you was praying for, what you was asking for, what got answered for you. It's an opportunity to be appreciative for things that has happened in the past, and it's also to be appreciative, be like, thank you, Jesus, you didn't answer that prayer. And then there were times in my prayer journal that I'm like, man, I'm still praying about that. Are you praying about the same things? And now you might need to take a different type of action. Maybe some fasting, needs to take place. And so I started getting to the point where I was saying, oh, I'm not praying about that no more. I just need a breakthrough on this, because this is like 3 years praying about this, 3 years praying about that. Now, sometimes that's what it takes. Sometimes in the Bible, there were women who were trying to have babies or trying to do, sometimes there was a long period of time where you just had to pray and trust, Abraham. It was some things that did take a long time. But in my case, I was like, hey, I need a breakthrough. So sometimes we go into these circles thinking movement means progress, but reflection allows us to pause and say, I don't want to be doing the same thing the same way next year. That's what pausing and reflection does. Like, I can't be going around in a circle. This is a circle thing. That's one of the reasons why I wrote Move the Needle. Move the Needle is changing your daily habits, 5 habits a day in your business and your personal, to say, yes, I'm busy, but now I need value. Value over volume. What do I need to do every single day that's going to move the needle and take my business and my personal life to the next level? So as you reflect, you want to document your insights. So whether it's a journal or voice memo, that ensures that next year you're progressing forward and not just moving, not just busy. In your goals journal, I think we're on page, page 47. In December, I like to focus on your last year reflection. So before you even start, there's a whole section that says before the goal. You want to take, well, it's going to be more than 5 minutes. I don't know why I put 5 minutes in this book. Take 5 minutes to jot down major milestones from the past year. Consider both your biggest achievements and your toughest challenges. And so what major milestones did you achieve in 2024? So before even going into 2025, I have, people that's in our Goal School community. You're going to write down your major milestones, and then you're going to write down your major challenges. Because there ain't no major milestones without no major challenges. I don't know nobody who, I just went ghetto. I don't know nobody that had major milestones without significant challenges, or still in the challenges, or daily challenges. If you're an entrepreneur, business owner, and you're trying to get to the next level, like ET says, if it was easy, everybody would be doing it. And so as you're reaching towards your goals, what challenges did you face last year? What were your key takeaways from both your successes and your obstacles? And then what habits, what new routines or practices did you establish last year that's going to help you achieve your goals for this year? And then what emotions did you feel? How did you feel last year? And then setting expectations. So once you reflected on the past, whether it was last year, last month, last week, last night, now you want to reflect on what your expectations are, the lessons I wanted to learn from that experiences, and what skills or knowledge do I need to acquire or gain to make that experience different in the future. And then what habits do I need to form? Yeah, you had habits last year, but based on the goals you want to achieve this year, what habits do you need to form? Like for me, I have to have a habit of exercise. That I have to have a habit of exercise. And so I had my husband move the treadmill up next to the bed. Get out the bed, get on the treadmill. I have to incorporate that. There's no more, oh, I need to get on the treadmill today. Oh, I need to drink my water today. Oh, I need to take my vitamins today. It's like, no, that's the first thing I need to do every day. That's a move the needle move. Turning 50, being after 50, girl, take your vitamins, drink your water. There's no way I can make it through without doing that. What emotions do I want to experience? So in your reflection, you're saying, here's what I felt. Now you're saying, here's how I want to feel. Maybe you felt like you were shrinking. Maybe you didn't feel confident. Now you're saying, hey, I want to feel confident. I want to feel this. I want to feel that. I want to feel powerful. I want to feel this when I walk into the room. And then how would you do that? What kind of steps do you need to take to do that? So in your handbook, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 8 tips on best practices on reflection. So I'm going to read that. Sherea tips and best practices on reflection. 1, make reflection a regular practice. So while this exercise focuses on year-end reflection, your daily, your weekly, your monthly is equally valuable. Consistency allows you to track progress and notice patterns over time. 2, create a sacred place. Designate a specific environment for reflection where you can minimize distractions and focus fully on your thoughts. So I know John Maxwell, he reflects every day. There's like a space outside that he sits in. I know I got to fix up my backyard because I want to kind of do the same thing for my weekly. Just sit out, get my coffee, drink my water, and kind of reflect on the week as I started planning my upcoming week. 3, be honest and vulnerable. So reflection with authenticity. It's essential to be honest with yourself, recognizing both your strengths and your areas for improvement. Okay. 4, document your insights. So keep a record of your reflection. So whether you're journaling, you're doing audio recordings, your digital notes, this helps you to revisit your insights and track your growth over time. Set goals based on reflection. So use your insights from your reflections to set meaningful, actionable goals that align with your values and your aspirations. Practice self compassion. Be kind to yourself during reflection. Rather than focusing on self criticism, concentrate on the growth and self improvement because you have changed. You are doing better. You are taking steps to improve, which is why you're reflecting. So don't be so hard on yourself. Be open minded and embrace change. Be prepared to adjust your goals and plans based on your reflections. Flexibility is key to adapting to new insights and evolving circumstances. This may be the perfect moment to pivot. And I believe that's the main transformation that happens in reflection is the opportunity to pivot and to give yourself permission to pivot. That should be my next book. And then last, stay patient. So remember, personal growth is a journey. It takes time. Patience and persistence are essential virtues throughout the process. All right, so that is our lesson for today on reflection. Hopefully, those of you who have your Ultimate Goals Handbook, you have already done the before the goal work. So make sure, spend some time today, spend some time this week going over those. All right. All right, you guys, well, have a good day. Let me check the chat, see if there's any questions. Nope. All right, you guys, have an awesome day, and I will see you tomorrow.